All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to Andrew laugh hard at feminists trying to say female inventions. Let's jump in.
You mentioned we aren't like in caveman times. Society has evolved so we can keep the best parts of traditionalism and get rid of some of the really archaic, outdated parts.
You're right, like paying for first dates.
I never said anything about paying for
No,
first
I know
dates.
that's super like archaic, and
I
it's
make
like
more money than my husband does. I pay for a
that's
lot
cool.
of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
wow.
like you heard 4 women here at the table who said they want a man to pay 2024.
They're not speaking for me. I'm not speaking for them.
Yeah, I know,
Every
but
woman
we're
is
talking in
different.
generalities.
I cook a lot of the meals. That would be considered
Oh
a female,
my
like a
God.
traditional female
Wow, that's
gender
like really
role.
sexist that you adhere to this like traditional gender role of like cooking.
If you think so,
cooking.
I make my
No,
boyfriend
I
a sandwich
I don't
after
think
some
so.
of the
But you're
traditional-
Every time.
you're adhering to a traditional gender role.
That's why I'm saying you can adhere to some of them, but not all of them, because society has evolved and we don't need to be like stuck in the
Yeah, but
home in
why-
the 1950s.
so why-
Hey, the archaic parts are here's what you mean by archaic here, just so you know. The men have all the responsibility, but none of the authority. Because
That's not what
them
I
having
said.
the authority, hang on, because them having the authority is archaic. And it's like, that is the feminist creed. It's always
And
been the feminist
how would,
creed.
the
idea
men
that
having
men
all
should
of
be
that-
stripped of
Wow.
authority unless women determine that they should be qualified to lead them. So my position on that is like, yeah, fuck that, that's stupid. And men should absolutely do the opposite of that.
Well, if a woman is doing the majority of the cooking, that's quite a bit of responsibility and not necessarily in her favor. So that's not
Oh
really
yeah, it's quite a
validating
bit of
your
responsibility inside that nice warm house that has all that heat in it, that has every modern luxury possible invented
she
by
pays
men.
for.
You go over to the gas stove
Yeah,
that's
that I
imported
paid
by
for.
men. Hang on, and it's built by men. All of the modern infrastructure, which your car drives on to go get those groceries at the modern convenience store with the freezer system, which is all built by men. All of it was invented by men, and then you get back in that nice luxury automobile and you go back home on those roads built by men, and then you get home and you're
You trust
protected
them.
24 hours a day by military, which is completely and totally inundated with men, and a police force that guards you 24/7, to the point where they're literally one phone call away and have a rapid response time, usually, 5 to 7 minutes. Yes, I can totally tell
Well,
that
that's-
it's very archaic that men be put in charge of
That's
everything.
because that is
than us.
because
Like-
that is
There you go.
because
See,
women.
they don't want to listen. So they're not listening. This right here, the one at the bottom right corner. She's ready to jump in, guys.
Response time, usually,
Look at that.
5 to 7 minutes. Yes, I
Look at
can
that.
totally tell
Well,
that
that's-
it's very archaic that men be put in charge of everything.
That's
Men are
because
better
that is
than us.
because
Like,
that is because
period.
women are still catching up. For the longest time, we're still catching up. What? No, listen.
No,
listen.
men are just better than us.
Listen,
Clearly.
a lot of the time in like scientific communities back in the day, like take the girl Marie
Curie. Marie
she
Curie.
she discovered radiation, and then a guy took it off her desk and put his fucking name on it. So it's like
All
women
those
are
female inventions.
women are Wi-Fi was invented by a woman. Like
No, it
think of all the inventions we would have if we brought women to the
Completely
table.
incorrect. There's a
Stole
woman
everything.
slapping
I mean,
her
look
on
at a
nail
house.
invention, by
Look
the
at a
way.
house. Look at a house built by a woman, and look at a house built by a man. It is way more functional. They don't put the laundry room
Women
downstairs.
don't build houses.
Women
You
do
talking
build
about
houses.
architects?
Architects.
Oh, the designers.
The designers.
They don't build. They don't literally build.
No,
that
I'm
house.
saying like if you look at women architects and male architects, usually the
The women are
households
better?
are
Building
better.
architects don't build houses?
No,
What are you talking about?
I'm saying
I know what you're
designing.
saying.
I apologize.
So female
I'm saying
architects are
designing.
better than male architects.
I would say they're more
Oh,
efficient.
but do you know why that is? You're right. You're actually right. The reason that women build more or design more functional houses than men do from architecture standpoints is because when men do the architecture for a home, they encompass the family unit and the woman's needs. That's why. So what men do when they look at a home is they take into account the entire idea of the family structure for convenience, and then they incorporate that, and women don't.
No, women do. Because if you
What's
actually
more functional? What's more functional about a house designed by a woman?
Okay, so for example, like the placement of where the laundry should be, the placement of where the children's bedrooms are. If you like
Oh my God! Hey guys, we have the evidence that females are better than us, man. We like the delusion to even bring a statement like that. You have to be entitled. You have to be in a position of ignorance. You have to be in a position of not only ignorance but knowing that people would not even take you serious to just say such statement like that. You have to, guys. Otherwise, you would not even say stupid stuff like this.
Cabinets,
What?
pantry
What?
space. Like if you look it up.
Is this a study or are you just
No,
like,
I swear I looked it up. I was super interested by it.
what's
and
the study? What's the, I mean, is it,
I mean, come on, I don't have a computer in the top of my head and I can't remember exactly, but you guys all have computers out there. Just research it. Just look up female design houses versus men design houses.
Men incapable
Here we go.
of...
No,
There
we're
is
dumb.
I'm not
compelling
saying-
evidence whatsoever in any scientific literature that women architecturally design better homes than men or men than women.
I'm saying look
So
at
they're equal.
Here,
That's
I'm
what
sorry,
you just said.
I do got to move it on
No,
just because
I
we're...
didn't say they're equal. What I said was that there's no scientific evidence to give to the contrary. Now, I personally would say, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Of course, men build all the houses, they build all the infrastructure.
Yeah,
build
they know.
everything. But I mean, if you just want to say, well, female architects, they put the laundry room in the better place.
just saying that-
I'll just go ahead and grant it. It really has nothing to do with
I'm
my
saying
argument.
efficiency. Like women think differently than men, and that's not a bad thing. Like we could use that to see things from a different point of view. When you
Yeah.
see things from a different point of view, you get scientific breakthroughs.
Like DEI? So like so you're talking about like DEI, right? So like when it comes to like astrophysics, you think, or how about like chemical engineering? You think like if it's a black person in there, like because of their life experience, because they're black, they're going to be able to like bring something new to like mathematics or physics or something?
I'm saying if you beat somebody down, you're never gonna know.
Yeah, you didn't really
What?
answer my
Yeah.
question, but
Wow, that answer tells you everything, guys. She's not even listening to the argument. She just want to say her rhetorics. But she's not really answering. She's not listening to the conversation. Brian's question was very simple. Right? Do you think the experiences of Blakistanis should be brought to mathematics and in chemics and all that stuff, right? And she said, like, you should not beat somebody up. I think that's what she said. Like, nothing to do with the question. We know what the answer is, guys. We know what the answer is, but they say answers like this. They simply respond like this because it's all about rhetoric. All about rhetorics.
I'm saying if you beat somebody down, you're never gonna know.
yeah, you didn't really answer my question, but
Women have never been beaten down. All the women, so like when you say women needed to catch up, all of these original feminists who made all this original feminist literature were flying all over the world. They were highly educated. Since we've been keeping tabs in the 1700s for public education, women have always done better when it came to diplomas and getting degrees. They've never been removed from education. It was only a few Ivy League schools where that was the case. Most men also were not allowed to be college educated because they couldn't meet the bare minimal threshold for getting into those schools. And so what's happened now is we've just simply lowered the standards so significantly that now a college degree is the equivalent of an 8th grade education. Ask me how I know, because I argue with people who have doctorates, PhDs, right? Master's degrees in every sort of field you can imagine, and absolutely destroy them. And it's because they're so fucking stupid that literally what's happened is you took the standard, this high standard, the threshold barrier for entry, and lowered it so significantly that anybody could do it. College was about rewarding the best and the brightest. Not everybody could go. In fact, almost nobody could go.
Nobody.
And so
I remember my social studies professor back in Puerto Rico. He was like a old German Puerto Rican guy. Like, he was like kind of weird. And I remember he used to say that back in his day, in the island, right, there was only 3 people with a bachelor degree. Only 3 people in the entire island. And back then, the population was like 3.6, 3.7 million people on the island. Only 3 people in the entire island. And they had to go to his house if they needed. If they need anything from him, any opinion, they had to go to his house. So this was very scarce. Very, very scarce. No, almost nobody, even in the United States, it was very rare to even hear somebody having a bachelor degree. Very rare. Right? So this idea, now that you need to go to college for, what happened is we lowered the standard to a point that anybody can have a master, a bachelor degree, all these things. So you diminish the value of the diploma. Have you guys heard people saying like, bachelor degree is basically the a high school diploma. Oh, you're having a doctor degree is basically like having a master's degree 20 years ago. Yeah, because what happened is we're creating a lot of a product with zero demands, right? Almost none. So it becomes obsolete. I was about to go and do my master's degree in music performance, right? Because I'm a musician. I'm a classical musician. And I stopped. I said, man, I'm not going to keep doing this. This makes no sense. And right now, I'm not doing anything more in my life. I'm just hiding behind a classroom, right? It's not good. But what happened is a lot of people have doctorate degrees. A lot of people have master's degrees. Like it gets to a point where the value of those diplomas become almost none.
This idea that women just were historically oppressed and they just haven't caught up. There's no barrier to entry for any job for women, and there hasn't been for about 40 years. And they're still doing the same shit that they were doing in the year 1700. The same shit. Service industry, basic educational work, secretary, clerical work, sex work. Same fucking shit they've always been doing. So you tell me, when is it that you think women are going to dive into the construction field and get on the oil rigs and start building fucking society and infrastructure? When do you think that's going to be? How many years do you think it's going to take before women decide that they're going to do those jobs because they've been so historically oppressed?
I mean, I know women who roof houses and are welders.
You don't know any fucking...
Yo, I know what you're saying. That you probably saw a video about 10 women working in a roof. Man, I saw that video, and a lot of people in the comment section, they was roasting these females because it looks like they were doing a lot, right? But nothing was getting done. Like, it was a lot of things going on, but nothing was getting done. This is what happened. They see a video on TikTok, they see a video on Facebook, they see a video on Instagram, and they say, you know what? That's real. That's real. Boom. That's propaganda, guys. On the other hand, guys see a video like that, and they start analyzing the video, and they say, oh, hold on. There's quite things here that I'm watching in this video that are not making sense. Let me just go a little deeper. And boom. We tend to go a little bit deeper into things. I don't know why, but that's how we break things down. But I know why she's saying that. You see a couple videos of a couple females, I guess, just lifting a couple pieces of wood in her shoulder, I guess, and all of a sudden, hey, they can build society. Crazy.
Welding.
I do.
You're so full of shit.
I swear.
You know what? Tell me the woman's name who you know who does welding. What's her name?
Roofing.
We fucked her once. What was her name?
Yeah, you don't know her. You don't even know her name.
I swear.
So you don't know their name.
Look, I've been very honest on this podcast, and I'm telling you, I do know a roofer woman.
Here, I'm gonna have you pull up an info.
There's absolutely more men in the field, but there are women in it too.
That women are going to totally get into construction.
I'm saying that we're
I'll
still
send
catching
it
up.
One sec. I'm gonna.
Why are we harping on women doing construction? We should be talking about things like banking, finance. Like, obviously, men are stronger than women. We all know this. So
jobs that don't. Jobs. The argument is, do we need them in those jobs? Can men do those jobs, or can men not do those jobs? If females today say, you know what, we're gonna strike, we're not gonna go to work, can men substitute those jobs? The answer is yes. Now, if we go to the other side, if men say, you know what, we're not working because our rights are being, whatever, and we're not gonna work, can females go and move to the jobs of the males? I don't think so. And what's crazy? And we saw it with the jobs in the ports, right? When they start striking, see, it took them like a couple days. They strike a couple days. Biden just bent his knee and gave him what they wanted. Simple as that. Because those jobs are majority of men. But females start striking, we don't care. We just substitute them.
It makes a little bit more sense for them to go into the construction field. Okay, but if you want to talk about smarts, I don't think why aren't we discussing things like banking and like
open the new tab.
medical
Let's discuss it.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, just while we're here on this point.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Did you open it in a new tab? I don't want the Dropbox window. Okay, go ahead, pull it up. All right, so it's just, look, me and Andrew here, when we're saying like women don't do this, women don't do that, we're talking in general here, right? Yeah, are there like some women outliers who participate in some of these jobs? Go ahead, pull it up. All right, top 20 most dangerous U.S. occupations and the percentage male. Logging workers, 94.9%. Fishing workers, 99.9%. Aircraft pilots, 94.8%. Roofers,
Yeah, it's crazy.
98.3%. And then, we could read the other ones. But essentially...
Why are we equating strength to smarts, though, if we're discussing women having a leadership role?
Because this is what we need to just run society, lady. Banking, we don't need that. We don't need banking. We don't need people in New York in their office to run society. We don't need them. We just simply don't need them.
One society.
She brought up roofers.
She did.
It literally says roofers on the chart.
I'm sorry I made a generalization, but I'm saying that typically women are put more into a box because of our strength. But if we can equal that, if we can have more machines, I mean, hell, Teslas are basically built by machines all the time. Like, you guys are going to be out of a job soon too anyway.
And their argument is it's built by a man, so just...
But things aren't going to be, like, we evolve and we grow, and women are still evolving and women are still growing.
Yeah,
and I feel like
I get it. I get it. Females are going to start flying, I guess. You're going to evolve and just, develop some kind of wings in their back and start flying. I don't think these people really understand how complicated the world is and what do you need to really run a country. It's very complicated, guys. It's not simply somebody having a government and he said I'm the governor or the president or the prime minister, and all of a sudden things just fall right into it. No, it's not like that, guys. You require the most important trait, which is force. Where are you going to get the force? Where? But you need a hierarchy. What kind of hierarchy? A patriarchy. You need a patriarchy. You don't have a patriarchy, you're going to have an egalitarian society, which still has to be held by force, by men. But men doesn't want it. You just destroy everything. And whoever wants to declare themselves as king, he will do so. It's very complicated, guys. I don't think they really understand this. And to be fair, this is where our public system and the education system has failed. We have put men so low that we don't even have to discuss the importance of men. We don't. We simply don't.
Thing.
Okay, cool. Let's play the bow video. Final thing on the...
Hang on, if you don't mind, it's very quickly, Brian.
Okay.
I just wanted to point out female jobs, most female jobs by occupation: preschool, kindergarten teacher, medical record specialist, child care workers, speech, language pathologist, dental hygienist, skincare specialist, dental assistants, medical secretaries,
There we go.
Executive secretaries, dietitian secretaries. The list goes on and on. If you compare this directly to the same occupations that they had 200 years ago, minus only 2 based on technology, it's the same occupations.
Well,
There's
okay,
no
but
more
that's the
barrier
same
for
with
entry.
men. That's the
You
same
can
with
also-
men.
It didn't exist 200 years
You
ago.
can also see this in the Nordic nations. They became more egalitarian. Jordan Peterson's brought this argument up many times. As Nordic nations became more egalitarian, people moved more towards their gender applicable roles.
Yeah.
And so every single time we see this, whether it's in an egalitarian, non-egalitarian society, they're always moving towards the same exact roles.
I do.
These ones.
Okay, yeah, but men have been building houses and doing like heavy stuff for like ever.
I do have to move things.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm telling you, you're going to start building, you're going to still developing wings in your back, I guess. Man, these arguments are stupid as hell, man. But let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.